All right, guys. So this is the second option in single page layout. So you can see on the right, it has multiple rows. In this particular case, we have two rows. Top row, we have two columns. One is narrower than the other on the right. And then the second row at the bottom, we have two columns of equal width, right? So again, I mean, the wording is confusing because we have column of 4 columns and column of 8 columns, right? Each row is made up of 12 columns. So here, the point is these numbers, 4 and 8, 6 and 6, they should add up to 12, okay? So if you look at the code on the left, so we have the familiar fluid page, and in there we have fluid row function, right? And in there we have column functions, right? Column of 4 columns, column of 8 columns. In the second row, we have column of 6, column of 6. Okay, so let's do this in our studio. Okay, so we're gonna save this as 6.2.3. And then we're gonna select all, delete, and then Shiny app. Now we're gonna go get the code from the textbook. Now we in the textbook we don't have any example app, so we're gonna create one very simple one. So let's just copy this, copy this code, and that is for UI. So let's put it over here, right? And so in first row, I plan to put two input functions. Second row, two outputs. Okay. So here, let's do text input and then input ID name and then what is your name. And the second column in the first row, again, text input, address, and then what is your address, right? And then second row at the bottom, we're gonna display output. So text output, and then the output ID will be greeting. The second output, it will be greeting two, let's call it. And then in the server function, we need a recipe, right? That takes input, and then we need to make output using the recipe, right? So what is the pairing function for text output? All right, so let's go to open Shiny cheat sheet. And here you can see that text output function is on the UI side to display text. And then on the server side, we have render text to produce text output, right? So we need render text. So we need to start with output, $, greeting, that's output ID. That should match this greeting ID here, right? Then a signing symbol, render text. And then the recipe here is paste, right? And then hello, and then name, and so here we need input $name, and then exclamation mark, right? And then another output, greeting, this time greeting two, render text, and then the same thing, paste, 0, and then you live in, and then address, and then very nice, something like that. Right, let's see how it looks. Run app, save selected. Oh, address not found. What did I miss? Oh, very important input, so that Shiny knows this address is input ID, right? Reload. So now I type Daniel. Hello, Daniel shows up in the second row. And then I live in Plymouth. You live in Plymouth. Oh, there should be space. Reload. So now if you put Plymouth, you live in Plymouth. Very nice. And if you want to line this up, so instead of 4 and 8, we can do 6 and 6, and then reload. There you go. So hello, Daniel. and then live in Plymouth. There you go. Very nice. So this is an example of multi-row layout. I'll see you in the next video.